love to love her.
Hello everybody, so welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today's video is a little bit different, but I am so excited to talk to you about this because I'm just obsessed with it right now. So first of all, I'm going to talk about why I thought that I was interested in eyelash extensions before I even considered doing the course. So I've been obsessed with eyelashes since before I can remember. I remember like when I first ever was even allowed to put makeup on, I was obsessed with mascara, and that was like the only thing I used. And then later, eventually, I started using false eyelashes, and then eyelash extensions became getting really popular. And so I got those a couple times, and even then, like, I'm not gonna try and bad talk the girl that did the eyelash extensions on me at the time, but even at that time, I thought there are so many things this girl could do to improve her business. Like, wow, if I were in her shoes, I would do so many things differently. And I even still think that now that I'm more educated on it. But, so I loved the thought of permanent eyelash extensions, you know, permanent falsies that you don't have to take off. So what made me take the plunge and actually decide to do it? So when I was in high school, I had thought about wanting to do an eyelash extensions, but I was in high school. I didn't have any time for the course, didn't have any money to invest in it. And then I was working full time, and again, I wasn't making a lot of money. I didn't have any extra time, so it just wasn't gonna fit into my schedule. And then I was supposed to move to college in October. So if you have not seen that video and heard that story, I will put the pop tag up above and you can go and watch that. But basically, so many plans of mine fell through, and instead of sitting down and being like, I hate my life, this is horrible, I'm never gonna succeed in anything, you know, and dwelling on all of those sad opportunities lost and like literally just how things did not go my way at all, I sat down and I thought, what's something I can do to make more money and to get my life back in the right direction where I'm building towards something. And I've always been an entrepreneur. Even when I was really young, I sold these horseshoe dream catchers that I made. If you want me to do a tutorial on how to make those, they're super cute. I would love to do that actually. But basically, I literally would walk up and down my street putting notes in people's mailboxes, and I would mow their lawns. I know I barn sat a guy that had 2 miniature donkeys once, and I made money that way. So I rarely had like a set job. I worked like 7 days a week, even from 13 years old, but I was kind of like self-employed, and then I was training horses, and I did get some full-time jobs at barns as well. But I've always been the type of person that wants to build something for myself instead of keeping on working for somebody else and not really growing in that. So that's one thing that really attracted me to this particular business. And then it seemed like this was just such a good time. I mean, because I do have a lot of other things going on in my life. I'm still doing school full-time online, so it's not like I can just get a random full-time job. I did apply to a lot of jobs, but nothing ended up like panning out. So I decided to take this course. And another thing is that I'm surrounded by so many females that the opportunities are endless. I mean, you can literally, especially if you're doing like deals when you first start, you can get anyone to do it. I mean, a classic set, even if they don't want it totally dramatic, like when you first start, you're only going to be doing classics anyways. So, and then also when I moved to Alberta for school, hello, college girls, like of course they're going to want their lashes done, and I'll give them a student deal, you know, and start my business out there that way, like do a deal for college students. And so it just seemed like such a golden opportunity that I had not thought of seriously before this. So I feel like everything happens for a reason, and maybe I was supposed to do this, I don't know. So one thing I did want to mention is that if you are in America, a lot of states have rules where in order to do eyelash extensions as a service, you need to have either an esthetician's or cosmetologist's license. I think that's what they're called. I'm lucky because in Canada, that is not a requirement. There are really not a lot of guidelines here. So make sure you look into the rules and regulations for your specific state and maybe even your town. I'm not sure if it's that specific, but so I did go for my course this past couple days. So what was nice about this course was this girl is doing it one-on-one because of COVID. And so it's a lot more personable. And she was super nice. I just went to her house. It was like 25-minute drive away. So on Monday was my first day, and basically she gave me my toolkit. I can like show you guys what I got in my training kit if you would like to see more videos like this. I'm not sure if my viewers are particularly interested in this, but I wanted to talk about it. So I got a kit of stuff. She went through what everything was. She went through how to clean everything properly and how to sanitize, sterilize everything. And then she showed me how to apply the lashes on the mannequin. I did that full set, and then she went over different ways to remove it, different styles. Like, one thing I want to say is that when I was getting eyelash extensions, I didn't even know that there was cat eye, doll eye, whatever. I didn't know anything about that because the person that was doing them, my lash tech, she didn't explain that to me, and she didn't tell me, oh, if you want a more open eye, you can go for a doll eye. If you want more of like an elongated eye, you can go for a cat eye. You know, she never said that. She just did one uniform look, and I didn't know the difference. And she also never told me, oh, use this cleaner on it, like clean them. She just said, don't use makeup and brush them. So I think it's important to be super personable and to have relationships with your clients when you're doing something like this. So that's something I'm really excited for. I've kind of been just slowly buying the supplies I need to actually take clients. I don't have a lash bed yet, but I think everything else I pretty much have. And so I'm just gonna do like my family members. So that was the first day, and she was pretty impressed actually. I'm not trying to like sound super narcissistic, but and then the second day, so yesterday, I brought my mother in for like the exam. So I had to treat her like she was just a random client, and I went over a consultation asking her what she would like, explaining the different shapes or styles. And I also thought it was interesting that even my mother, who's gone to I think 3 different lash techs, she's also never had the styles described to her. They just do whatever they think will look good on their eye. And yeah, that's a good, it's a good way to do it because you know what styles are going to look good on certain people's eyes, but it's still good to get their opinion and ask what they want, what's their preference, So I did the set on her, and it took me 2.5 hours, but that's actually how long it always took the lash tech that did it on me. The only difference is that I have a lot more eyelashes than my mother does, and hers are quite small. I really should have picked a different person, like no offense to my mom. She's awesome, but her eyelashes were considerably like difficult. But it's okay, we got through it. I'll put in a picture of her set that I did, just a classic. It's supposed to be kind of cat eye. And then the instructor told me that her first ever set on a real person took her 4 hours. So I want to mention that with that, you have to be, like, if you are not a patient person, if you are someone that doesn't like tedious work, do not even think about doing this, because honestly, I didn't try to rush through it. Time wasn't even like in my mind. I would way rather have a good quality set over a fast one. But also, after my first day, I went home and I practiced another set on my mannequin, and that set took me 2 hours. And then on a real person, it took me 2.5. And then I came back home yesterday too, and I did another set before I went to bed on the mannequin, and that took me 1.5 hours. So it does, like, you really notice improvement extremely fast if you're putting in the work, but you have to put in the work. And so if you don't want to go into this wholeheartedly, like, I'm not going to say that I have all the time in the world to do this, because for one thing, I have my own horses I need to take care of. I'm doing online schooling full-time technically. I'm training other people's horses. I'm doing barn care for other people's horses. Literally each day before the course, I had to go to another barn at 7 and do stalls there, and then go to the course and be there by 10. So it's not like I didn't have other things going on, but you have to really dedicate time and schedule your day if you want to do something like this, because it takes work. It is not easy. For sure, there are some people that take to it naturally than others, but regardless, like, you have to be continually learning new techniques, learning how to improve. I don't know what my retention is going to be like yet, because I've only done one person. I literally just have the tip of my foot in the door. Like, I'm hoping to eventually also be able to do volumes and hybrids, obviously, but for now I'm just doing the classics, and I absolutely love it. So if you are on the edge of deciding whether you want to do it or not, I would really think about the time you have in your day, like how much you're willing to dedicate, how much you're willing to work towards it, if you have enough to invest, because the course can be expensive. I paid about $1,000. I paid $1,000 to do the course, which included the kit and stuff, but I've also bought probably like $300 or $400 worth of other equipment, because it's not going to include a light, it's not going to include a chair for you, it's not going to include a bed. And then, like, are you willing to advertise yourself, promoting, marketing, because that's a big thing too. So I'm already trying to think about what I can do, but for now I am only going to offer my services to friends and family. I do have a Facebook page and an Instagram page if you want to look at it. My Instagram page, I will like put it up on the screen, but it's ivy.lace.lashes. So I call it Ivy and Lace Lashes. That's kind of what I've named it. And basically I'm gonna do a separate video, why my channel is called Running Ivy Equine, and why the ivy is there, and why everything has to do with ivy. But I will do that in a different video, because it's a long story. But basically, I'm super excited for this new business opportunity, and honestly, a side hustle, like, that's what I'm treating this as for right now, but I would really like to be able to make a full-time income from it eventually. So a side hustle is such a good thing if you have the opportunity and the finances to do it. I mean, or you can sell dream catchers, like I did that. You can literally do anything. There's so many opportunities. You know, just because they're not knocking on your door doesn't mean they're not there. Just sometimes you have to search for them. Sometimes you have to knock down the door and the walls and find the opportunities. They're not just gonna run up to you. So yeah, I'm super excited. Let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if you thought that talking about this was a waste of your time. Let me know if you want to hear more about my personal life that doesn't really have to do with horses, because I do have a life outside of horses. Horses are not my entire life. So let me know, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'll see you next time.